Well. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ryan here with Michigan Storm Chasers. Current time is 4:18 p.m. So if you're watching this at any other time besides that, you are behind. So 4:18 p.m. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for Arenac County, up in the northeastern part of the state by Saginaw Bay. Zooming out of Michigan, there is just where it's at, north of Bay City, north of Saginaw. It is moving toward the Saginaw Bay here and eventually toward Huron County. The hazards with this storm are going to be 60-mile-per-hour winds as well as 1-inch diameter hail. So this storm is located just north of Standish, Arenac, Twining, and Turner, heading right along US 23 here. It's not going to be on land for too much longer, which is great news. So we'll be looking at that for a few minutes here, but regardless of its time on land, it's still impactful. Close there, perfect. So we'll track this as long as we need to, but zooming out of the entire state here, we have a couple of areas we're watching with some storms going on here, mainly up there in northern lower Michigan. There's a couple storms down here by the Detroit Pontiac radar. Nothing too major going on down there. There's a couple showers in downtown Detroit and surrounding areas. These aren't looking too hot. They're just general summertime thunderstorms. Severe only warning here currently in the state is up here in the Standish area in Arenac County. So with that being said, pop out the velocity map, your wind directions. Not seeing too much here, although at this point at the radar, we're about 6,000 feet in the atmosphere. So we're not close to the ground by any means with this radar look, unfortunately. So we're going to kind of go off of ground truth, and perhaps there's some cameras up there. I'm not entirely sure how it looks up there in this general vicinity, but I'm going to pop out the power outage map just to kind of keep an eye on things and see if there's anything coming in for this area. But outside of the wind velocity, the hail tracker doesn't look overly concerning. There's a little bit of a blip there, maybe some concerning hail just about to cross 23 here toward Arenac. So we'll keep an eye on that. It doesn't look overly concerning, but again, with the radar beam being so far up in the atmosphere, it's definitely hard to get a good picture for what's going on. I'm going to pull up the drive map as well to get an idea. Perhaps if there's anything happening, we can pick up on camera. I'm not sure there's anything up there or not. Not really. There's two cameras here. One's facing north, one's facing not available. So, all right, no visual, unfortunately, but keep an eye on this. So the bulk of this is going to be over Omer. Got some roads here for you. There's 23 here, also known as Huron Road, State Street. You got Washington Road, Hagley Road as well. That's going to be where the bulk of the core of the storm is currently. Couple other storms going on. So perhaps some repeating storms for some of you guys up there in the Iosco, Ogemaw, Arenac County area. So this one's going to move over to Saginaw Bay, but we have another one coming behind it, maybe a couple more coming behind it over here by West Branch. It's currently not severe. There's not too much lightning with that one either, but these may, marginally become severe for brief periods of time. So definitely not a day where we're going to have multiple severe warnings across the state. It's not expected to, but we always preach here in the summertime that these general summertime thunderstorms can become severe briefly. Usually not too much to worry about, but still they can be impactful for those who are being impacted. So we'll keep an eye on this. Doesn't look too overly concerning with this storm as of this moment. But again, radar is not always going to be helpful when we're 6,000 feet in the atmosphere looking at it. Pop out the comment section here. What's up, Kevin, Anita? What's up, Justin? Depopulation, Keenan, Bill. What's up, guys? Good to see you all in here. This warning is in effect again for 60-mile-per-hour winds as well as quarter-size diameter hail. It's going to be for the eastern part of Arenac County, basically from Standish over to Sterling and points eastward towards Saginaw Bay. This storm will cross Saginaw Bay and head toward Huron County. So if this storm can maintain strength, Huron County next hour or two, be alert for incoming storms. Regardless of severity, these storms will likely track across Saginaw Bay and reach Huron County, as well as Tuscola, Sanilac County, maybe Eastern Bay County. We'll see. But right now, Huron, Tuscola, and Sanilac counties would be on alert there next couple hours. Across the state today, a couple pop-up storms are possible. We're seeing those take shape, especially along lake breezes. We have a couple going up, like I said, here in Wayne, Livingston, Oakland, not Livingston, sorry, Wayne, Macomb, and Oakland counties. Keep an eye on those. Doesn't look too concerning. But these ones up here definitely have been showing up on models for a couple runs here since last night. Really, these storms have been shown. Just didn't know how strong they're going to be with the atmosphere today being, marginally sufficient for severe. What's up, Kim? Got 500 of you guys in here between YouTube and Facebook, and we are live simultaneously on both. So if you don't want to watch us on one, you can always go to the other platform and watch us there as well. If you guys happen to know anybody who lives in Arenac County who may not be aware of what's happening, feel free to hit that share button with them. Helps them out, also helps us out as we continue to grow our pages. It also helps people know and become aware of potential threats that they may not know about. Tons of instability out there. Yeah, it's definitely a hot and humid day for majority of us. I don't know the exact numbers currently. I can pull that up, but I assume it's going to be very unstable out there. Yeah, we have about 3,000 surface cape, which is quite a lot in layman terms here. It's quite a lot. Looks like we do have a couple areas and pockets of better wind shear along Lake Huron up in the thumb. We'll keep an eye on that area, especially. Overall severe risk today is tied mainly to Southwest Michigan later on tonight, and that's not going to become too big of a concern. I'll go ahead and overlay the SPC outlook today for you guys. The entire state, minus the UP, has a risk for general thunderstorms there in that lighter green color. Down there in darker green from Southwest Michigan, all the way down here to Ann Arbor, Otorb, and Rowe, you guys are in the marginal risk for severe weather this evening. Not currently expecting too much to happen, although the environment down there would become favorable if storms track this way. It's just a matter of where they track. It's very hard to pinpoint summertime systems like today's. I do think there's a better risk tomorrow. So, because of that, we are going to be going live planning on 7 p.m. tonight to talk about tomorrow's severe risk here in Michigan. Marine warning now is going to be in effect for Saginaw Bay. Hazard is going to be 34 knot wind gusts or greater, and that is it. So marine warning there, all the way over to Caseville, Sebring, up in Huron County. So if you guys are on the water there, or perhaps know people on the water, make sure that you send them a text, share the stream with them, make sure they're aware. It's a very hot day out there. Would not be surprised if there's a lot of boaters and marine activity out there. Bulk of the storm is now directly over Arenac here. We got Joel on here with us. Joel, I believe, was in the shower. So
I can't eat. I can't take a shower.
You can't do anything here without having to go severe. So good to see you on here, Joel.
Yep.
Just telling the guys here, it's probably going to be over the water here. We're going to watch these other storms behind it as well for a brief minute. But it's going to be over Saginaw Bay really quickly. You know what the crazy thing is? I just realized this.
Oh, Ryan's eating.
It was in the microwave before I saw the warning drop in. Oh man.
It's quite the gust there south of Omer. I'm seeing on velocity.
Yeah, it's picking up intensity there over Arenac, Pine River areas. This is going to be Arenac State Road, Stover Road, as well as Langdon Road. Well, good news, though, is it's about to cross over into the water. water, so it won't become a concern for too much longer.
Right.
VIL on this is not showing too much in the way of large hail, but again, we are 6,000 feet in the atmosphere here, so we're not close to the ground.
All right, so if you're out there in Arenac County right now and have any validation on whether or not damaging winds are occurring, feel free to send us those reports as always.
Absolutely. I got the consumer's energy map pulled up. I don't see anything as of this time via outages in the area. So for now, good news. Troy, you can go ahead and send those in to us via Facebook Messenger or email. Feel free to send pictures of damage, storms, stuff like that into our inbox. But please don't ask about your locations. We're live here tracking these storms for a reason. If we have to call you out as far as towns and locations go, we will do that. So please hold all those questions for our inbox. Save those for reports of damage, storm pictures, etc. The unfortunate reality, though, also here is we don't have too much in the way of any MDOT drive cameras for the storm. We have two near Standish, but they're pointed north and south, so we're not picking up on the storm. Also, Joel, if you check on Mezzo, check out the thumbs ingredients here later on this evening. You may be in for a treat.
On the cheat code?
I didn't check the cheat code, but I checked the Supercell composite. But yeah, check the cheat code while you're at it too.
I see. And that marginal risk that's still in effect for today is going to be probably more of an overnight threat, right?
Yeah, I briefly touched on that. Southwest, not really Southwest, it's more of Southern Michigan now. They extended all the way over to Detroit. So the dark green zone here is in a risk tonight. Although right now, I think most of the activity is going to stay south of the state, just like yesterday. But if storms were to track over into our state, they would have a good environment for some severe storms.
MSC must stand for my supper canceled. Nice.
I love it. Love it.
Somebody asks, I'm sorry, what about the thumb? So right now, this severe thunderstorm warning is tracking towards the thumb, but it's got to get across the bay there. You can see the special marine warning is already in effect.
Mm-hmm.
Portions of the Saginaw Bay.
To be Huron, Tuscola, and Sanilac counties primarily will be the first to be impacted by this. And that would be probably like another hour, perhaps hour and a half, depending on how fast this is moving, which is not too terribly fast today. We have a lack of flow, as we call it, aloft. So nothing's really driving these storms to get them up and going. So expect slow storm motions today. Keep an eye on these storms back here by Rose City and West Branch, as well as Whittemore. Again, not seeing too much anything concerning via velocity, probably some gusty winds in there regardless. Lightning is starting to intensify with those storms as well. So we'll see if those continue to strengthen or if they're going to perhaps weaken out a little bit. vertically integrated liquid showing perhaps a little bit of a intense hail core directly over Arenac as of 6 minutes ago. I'll be tracking over the water here momentarily, but you see on radar here, the brighter purples here indicate perhaps where the larger hail, or if there's any large hail at all, be in that purple and dark red zone. Not seeing that too much on the storms up to the north here in Iosco or Ogama counties, which is good news. Okay, thank you, Troy. I'll look for that. Joel, if you're talking, you're muted.
Sorry, I was just talking to myself, but yeah. 16 knots is the speed, according to the severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, for some reason, my GR2 on my laptop will not let me set my
Storm motion
vectors.
vector?
Yeah, it won't let me do that for some reason.
Interesting.
Input, hit enter, or should I say hit apply, it just doesn't change. If we were to track this cell here off toward Huron County, let's go ahead and get an arrival time for this, just for a heads up for Huron. Not that one, other tool. This one. Let's get an arrival time for you guys. Your scan coming in here. It says if you go 30 miles an hour, it's going to arrive roughly. That's a little bit too fast, I think. Roughly around 5:15, it says. I'm going to say probably a little bit later than that.
Yeah, probably 5:30.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Let's try 20 miles an hour for a speed here. Yeah, 5:35 there would be arrival time. That'd be in the Pigeon, Caseville, Seabwing areas if it continues to hold its strength and tracks on the same path. Still not seeing anything power related up here in this area, so that's good news as well.
Yeah, I was checking that meso for the cheat code for later, and surface vort's about a 6 with about 150 joules of 3 Cape. So we'll have to keep an eye on the thumb.
Yeah, oftentimes we have lake breeze boundaries as well, which we're going to have in play today too, via the models at least. I don't see anything right now, but it's most certainly there. Yeah, it's actually showing up on the Cassett radar. So we're gonna have they're kind of a lake breeze to work with as well. So the heaviest velocity is coming on to the lake right now. This warning expires in 24 minutes, so about 5 p.m. on the dot. Let's take a peek down.
They did just trim it, by the way. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not. I'll take a peek at that real quick. I see a couple of comments coming in about how it's getting dark down here in the Metro Detroit area. And again, you guys have a shot today for some showers and storms. Right now, there's only little blips, so to speak. Detroit downtown has a shower, nothing too crazy there. Oakland County, you have a little shower just north of Rochester Hills, as well as Oxford. Up here in Lapeer County, you got a shower just north of Lapeer, and nothing looks too crazy. They did just trim that. Cool. So eastern Arenac County now is trimmed back. So they basically trimmed it back to 23 and points eastward here. So again, kept it at quarter size hail, as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds as the main hazard. The bulk of this still between Omer and Arenac.
Most of that core should stay to the south of Au Gres as well. But you should still at least get a decent sized downpour if you live in the town there.
I'm going to eat my food before it gets cold.
Fair enough. And right now, again, for those who are just tuning in, the storm's kind of in a radar hole right now. So we're seeing like 30 to 40 mile per hour at about 6,500 feet off the ground here, from the Gaylord radar at least. I'm not sure about the Detroit radar, but I think Detroit radar is pretty far away compared to that. So again, if you have any ground truth there in Arenac County there south of Omer, or in Omer, I guess you could say is where the storm first got its severe thunderstorm warning, feel free to send that to us. Besides Messenger, obviously, you can contact us on Twitter or X at MI Storm Chasers. Just tag us in a post and we will see it. Make sure to be as detailed as possible with time, and if needed a measurement, do that as well with like a ruler or something.
Detroit radar at this location is 9,000 feet, so not going to help us.
Mm-hmm. Is that storm heading towards Sandusky? A little bit, yes. If it meanders a little bit more south than east, then yeah, Sandusky, if it can stay together that long, you'd probably see it, given its slow motion, probably sometime around 6:30 or 7 this evening. Again, 15 to 20 miles per hour off to the south. Southeast here is fairly slow. I wonder, the latest velocity scan shows inbound and outbound offshore now, but no water spouts possible currently. You can check velocity here real quick. There on the left side, that looks different compared to mine. What scan do you have? 439. That's the same as mine. Yeah, it would be right there on the edge of that special marine warning. Yeah, there you go.
It's almost clear air. It's like the very bottom of that cell.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the fact that it could be side lobing a little bit, but water spouts, you never know. They can shoot out the side of a storm, so it could be a water spout. But currently, that is not the thinking, given that the special weather statement or special marine warning, is in effect for just 34 knots. No chance of derecho. I heard correct. Not likely tonight. That should stay out of our state. If anywhere is going to get clipped, it would be like Berrien County, given the marginal risk is closest to Southwest Michigan. A couple of our mods now in here. We got Dawn and Rise Against. Welcome in. Yes, definitely hit the like button if you haven't already. Feel free to share the stream for those who are, or if you have friends that live in Huron County. This is heading your way by about the 5:30, 5:45 time frame. So it's about an hour, but just a little bit of a heads up. There's a severe thunderstorm heading across the bay. So Pigeon and Caseville, as well as, is it Sebewing? How's it pronounced?
That's how I pronounce it.
Okay. So if you live there, Sebewing, Bayport, Caseville, about 5:30 to 5:45 estimated time of arrival, given the 15 to 20 mile per hour movement on these storms. Yeah, good point. This severe thunderstorm warning is currently in a general thunderstorm risk. Has been the case a lot this summer. But that's what happens on days like this, instability thunderstorms. It's too, if they could, they would, but they don't want to do the crying wolf sort of thing every day. So that's why they go with thunderstorms. Because if you give marginal for the entire state, after a while, and 98% of the state doesn't get a severe thunderstorm, it becomes repetitive. So. Sweet. I guess we pronounced it correctly there. Yep. So every time I eat or Ryan eats, there's a severe thunderstorm warning. That was the case again today. On top of the fact that I was in the shower when the severe thunderstorm warning happened. So now I can't shower.
Always while we're doing something, mainly eating. Crazy.
Yep. Got a new velocity scan coming in from Gaylord. Looks like it's weakened out a little bit. And if anything, the strongest is probably over the bay now.
That's what it looks like. Would expect them to drop this warning here, or at least let it expire. Half the storm is
expires at
5.
5, yeah.
So we'll see if they drop it, and if they do drop it, we'll probably be safe to hop off here for a while. I think.
There's also a lot of clouded ground lightning, as per usual, on days where it's hot and humid with lots of instability. So if you hear thunder, seek shelter inside. Make sure to not be under a tree. Again, those are basically like lightning rods out there. So trees are not safe. We just have to reiterate that. And make sure to wait 30 minutes after the last time you see lightning or hear thunder. You can continue your outdoor activities for the afternoon. Hopefully everyone's staying relatively cool out there. Again, temperatures in the high 80s today. It's currently 89 here where I'm at in Mount Pleasant. I know it's in the 90s down there, I believe, in southeast Michigan, southwest Michigan, right?
Yeah, I don't have my station nearby, but I think we're hit 90 at least. Pull up the app here. 93 feels like 99.7.
That's wow.
Dew point is 72. Humidity is 51%.
Yeah, that was quite the water spout there a couple days ago in Cedar Point. It was all over the social medias. How's Aurora looking for tonight? Is there a severe risk tomorrow? Yes, there's a severe risk tomorrow. Ryan, you have an input on the Aurora right now? Real quick.
So we did get impacted overnight last night by a very weak disturbance. So for right now, very uncertain. I'm going to say it's a possibility, but I do think the chances tonight are lower than it was the past couple of nights. And plus, I don't know how the cloud cover map is looking yet. So let me look at that real quick. Mainly clear tonight. So, looks like the entire state's actually clear-ish. So if we do get a chance tonight, it should be decent viewing opportunities.
Appreciate that, Nico. Yes, any way you want to share our page, we do appreciate it. We are live here for every severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning in the state. For those who are new here, perhaps. Current reset, we have a severe thunderstorm warning right now in Arenac County, soon to be expiring here. Just the only warning in the state. There's also a special weather statement in effect as well behind it, but that was previously in effect for 50-mile-per-hour winds. The severe thunderstorm warning kind of oversees that a little bit. So it's kind of like how when a tornado warning is over, severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning, takes primary effect there.
For that Aurora question, I'm actually looking at a few other things. Looks like there's another one inbound towards us, but it looks pretty weak as well. Disturbance. So I think our chances are quite low.
Just remember, for those who may be not a fan of the heat today, remember how cold it can get in the winter.
Be careful what you wish for.
The 100-degree swings are coming soon. 91 today, -9 in about 6 months from now. So, but I'd rather have all 4 seasons. My personal opinion.
They trimmed the warning back even further now. Continues for quarter-size hail as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds. For a little box here from Arenac. That's about it. US 23 and points southward. Is it all gray? Arenac to all gray?
Yep. Some of the comments.
There's one power outage coming in now near Omer. Some of the comments. Am I missing something? Oh my goodness.
Flint's in the clear right now. You guys are good. Those two in from Flint. Just one warning right now, Arenac County. Rule of thumb, as always, for not calling your city, it's a good thing. I'm ready for fall. A lot of people skipping right to winter, but I'm ready for fall. Fall's the best season.
If it could be fall year round, that'd be great.
Yeah. Most importantly, it's football season.
Go Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
About 9 minutes away here from this being canceled or expiring. Kind of retrograding to the south a little bit there.
It is. It's also kind of like back building just a bit. It stays with the exact same area for a couple scans.
Mm-hmm.
These storms to the north of it don't look too impressive either at this point. So outside this area across the state, Grand Rapids area is all clear. Over here in Detroit area, just a couple showers. Lapeer County, Macomb County. Don't see too much happening elsewhere. But I do think it's worth watching the thumb area as these storms move into Tuscola, Huron, Sanilac counties next hour to 2 hours. So we'll keep an eye on those.
to give you an idea of how cold it gets after some of this rain's gone through, portions of Ogama County, West Branch, the MEDAR station there in West Branch at the airport is reading 70 degrees, 2.68. So it's dropped by about 20 degrees since the rain's been falling over there in South West Branch.
That feels and sounds so refreshing. It's 100-degree real feel outside. You're talking about 70s.
Yeah. I just noticed I was kind of scrolling around. It's also 73 up near Oscoda as well, where it was raining there earlier.
All right, see ya. I'm moving up to Ogama. The UP is always a few degrees cooler on summer days.
I got to take a trip to Northeast Lower. I've never been to Northeast Lower before. People will be like, what?
I don't think I have either.
Yeah, I've never been to Alcona, Alpena, Iosco counties.
Right.
A super chat here real quick from Dan, $20 super chat. Thank you, Dan, for the support.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. Appreciate you. All right, they expire the warning. So we are now warning free. We just got just a statement out there now, which is going to expire in 6 minutes as it is. So we have a choice. Do we end the stream or do we go radar only?
How does it evolve?
Say what?
How does that storm evolve? Is it going to stay together? Time will tell.
Yep. I think we should end it, honestly.
Yeah, because we'll just be sitting around again waiting for maybe nothing.
Right. The atmosphere is like marginally favorable. So if we just left it up and run, I'd probably run all day and not have anything happen. At least that's the expectation. Of course, we do and can get those random severes as we just had. So possibility, but
and plus we have that weather briefing tonight at 7 as well. Probably get ready for.
Yep. So if you guys don't know, we do have a 7 o'clock briefing for tomorrow's severe. It does look a little more interesting than the past couple of days have. So we're going to cover it. Still not an overly impressive threat, but it's something we want to talk about just to make sure you guys are prepared in case things can align correctly for tomorrow. So join us at 7 back here on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be live pending no severe weather happening in the state. If there is, we'll cover that first, obviously, but we'll get to the briefing after severe's over. All right. I think we're going to hop off here.
Yep. And for those who are wondering, we are about 484 away from 20K on YouTube. I saw someone saying, how close are we to a Joel dancing scenario? And yeah, Kevin just put it in chat again here. 484. But yeah, we will be back later tonight for the briefing and perhaps more severe if it does happen. So make sure to hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all the channels. It's the best way you can support our channel for free. So from Ryan and myself here at Michigan Storm Chasers, we hope you have a good rest of your evening, and we will see some of you back here later tonight.
See you guys later.